In this lesson, we're going to determine the number of solutions in an inequality. All right, so identify the number of solutions in an inequality and then solve the inequality if possible. All right, so we're going to have 6x, I'm just going to rewrite it here so it's a little bit bigger. 6x minus 7 is greater than 2x plus 17. All right, we're going to solve these like we did in the previous lesson, starting out by combining our variables first, getting them all to one side. And I'm going to have 4x minus 7 is greater than 17. All right, so now I'm going to add 7 to both sides, isolating that variable. 4x is greater than 24. Divide by 4. We have x is greater than 6. All right, so in this case, we're going to have a solution here that says x is greater than 6, meaning that on my number line, I'm going to have, so I have 6 and 5 and 7. It doesn't include 6, but it includes everything that is anything bigger than 6. All right, so let's take a look at the next one. I have 14x plus 5 is less than 7 times 2x minus 3. All right, so I need to make sure I simplify everything on one side first before I start moving things. And minus 21, and I got 14x plus 5. All right, so now I'm going to solve by bringing all of my variables to one side first. All right, so now we are left with a solution that says 5 is less than negative 21. All right, because those 14 x's, they canceled out. We don't have any more x's, but I'm left with a situation that says 5 is less than negative 21. And because what you have left here is 5 less than negative 21, and the answer to that is no. So the answer to this one, it's called no solution. Meaning that there is nothing I could put in there that would satisfy this inequality. All right, so let's take a look at the next one. I have 5 times 3x minus 2 is less than 15x plus 7. All right, so now let's go ahead and we're going to solve. I have 15x minus 10 and 15x plus 7. All right, so now I'm going to bring my variables together first. So I have negative 10 is less than 7. All right, so now you need to ask yourself, is negative 10 less than 7? And the answer to that is yes. And so the answer to this one is all real numbers. Meaning that if I put any number in, it would satisfy this inequality. Doesn't matter what the number is, it would work. So if I just pick the number 2, for example, let's just put a 2 in here for x, and I'll put a 2 in here for x. So I'd have 5 times 3 times 2, which is 6, minus 2 is less than 15 times 2 is 30, plus 7. So I'd have 6 minus 2 is 4, so I'd have 20, and then I'd have 30. So is 20 less than 37? Yes. So any number that you could pick any number, and if you placed it in there, it is going to satisfy that inequality. So that what we call that is all real numbers. All right, let's take a look at the next one. I have 9 minus 28. X is greater than 4 times 5 minus 7x. All right, so again, we're going to simplify everything on one side first. And I've got 20 minus 28x, and then 9 minus 28x. All right, again, we're going to combine our variables first. All right, so now these are going to cancel out. You can have 9 is greater than 20. All right, so now is 9 greater than 20? No, 9 is not greater than 20. So the answer to this one is going to be no solution. All right, let's take a look at another one. I'm going to solve first of all, by simplifying everything on each side first, before we move anything. Negative 2n, and negative 2 times negative 3 is positive 6. We've got a plus 6 is greater than or equal to. Now I can combine my positive 5 and my positive 1, and I'm going to have a 6, and I'm going to have a minus 2n. All right, so now let's go ahead and we're going to add our 2n to both sides. All right, so now I've got a situation where I have 6 is greater than or equal to 6. All right, well, 6 is not greater than 6, but 6 is equal to 6, so we're going to call this all real solutions. So remember, if it works, or all real numbers is what we'll call it. It'll be called. Okay, so we'll have one more here. All right, so I've got 6x minus 48 is greater than 6x minus 48. All right, so we're going to combine the variables first. And now I've got a negative 48 is greater than negative 48. All right, because this one doesn't have the equal sign with it like the one previous to this one, negative 48 is not greater than negative 48, and so the answer to this one is going to be no solution. All right, so in this lesson we took a look at how we can find when there are answers like all real numbers and no solutions when solving multi-step inequalities.